Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Bobby, aka Bot,
And I'm James, aka The Con.
and together we are. So, as always, we're always trying to introduce new things to the channel, see what you guys like, see what you don't like. And today we have a new segment called Convince Me. And with this, we're going to try to convince each other why we should actually purchase something that the other person really likes. As always, I'm G1, Tune, love it. And James,
I'm a little bit of the opposite. I'd rather have the toy accurate toys that we're just talking about, G1. But if, I was to be honest, I would rather have almost any other continuity other than G1.
so today we're actually going to see if James can convince me to purchase a figure that he recently got. So, James, why don't you go ahead and introduce the figure and let's see how good your skills are.
All right, let's go. All right, guys. So today I'm going to try to convince Bobby to get Legacy Crankcase. So we're going to start off in vehicle mode and go into the transformation and robot mode, like a normal review. But the twist here is that Bobby has to like it at the end, which I'm sure he will. So let's start off with the vehicle mode. And it's actually a pretty interesting vehicle mode. I like how boxy it is. It reminds me of one of those Scion cars. I'm not very good with car names.
Yeah, Scion.
But yeah, so it really reminds me of one of those, but kind of like a Hummer mixed with one. It's kind of cute and stubby. I like the gas cans on the side right here. That's a cool little touch, as well as the sprinkles of this really bright teal. I like my Nemesis colors, and any figure with that teal is going to appeal to me. So that's one of the reasons why I impulse picked this up, as well as it's on the hood right here with that Decepticon symbol. Let me see if you can see that. It's kind of shiny, but there you go. So all in all, it's a really cool alt mode, and all of the windows are actually see-through plastic. All of these along the side as well as on the front. The only ones that aren't are in the back, but then again, it's slatted, so I could go ahead and forgive that. My only real gripe with it is the black paint. As you can see, this is really shiny, and this is not shiny. That's my only real gripe with it. Other than that, it's a pretty good little nifty vehicle mode. So, what do you have to say about that, Bobby?
So, I do like the colors. Um, the teal kind of throws me off a little bit. I do like the blue. I'm wearing blue now, obvious. So I do like blue. The teal
Mhm.
just kind of throws me off a little bit. I don't know. Maybe in the bot mode it shows more. I'm not familiar with the character, so I don't know if that's his colors from any other iteration of the character. So you'll have to enlighten me on that. I do like the vehicle mode. I happen to love Hummers. Um, Not so much Scions, but it does look like a mixture of the two. So I think you're pretty good with that. I also like the grill in the front. The Those lights look kind of good, cool. So far, not a bad alt mode.
Yeah, I would say it's not bad at all, especially when we're comparing it to other Hasbro Legacy figures. Obviously, you can't compare this to third party because that's going to blow it out of the water. So
Right.
now why don't we move on to transformation? So obviously you remove top of the gun. So that's normal. But here's the thing that I don't know if you're going to like. You actually remove this whole front of the car. And we'll get into that in a bit. So let's put that off to the side for now. And let's move on to transformation. I think I'm going to go back a little bit. So the first steps, like most toys, you just flip out those wings. Then you pull the legs down. At least this is how I do it. And you pull the whole waist out. And you see there's a little swivel. Let me move his arm out of the way. There's a little waist right there that comes out in and out. I don't know if I was reading the instructions wrong, but they do not tell you that that collapses in. So that was a little bit annoying when I had to figure that out. But let's finish off with the legs first. You simply just put those up, split them, and then fold the wheels down on the bottom. For the rest of the torso of the figure. You just fold the arms out, and they kind of they actually do this kind of cool thing where they fold out and then they fold out again. Does that make Did you see that? So
Yes.
it's pretty cool on both of them. I like that. And then there's his beautiful head. Let me see if I can get it right there. So it's looking pretty good. But we'll get to that obviously in a bit as well. You just fold the chest down, put the arms down, put the wings flaps, I guess, down, click it all into place, and you're done. So let me readjust this camera really quick to show him off. And that is the base robot mode. Oh, I guess you have to swivel the arms around. Let's just adjust this a little bit more. There you go. So I actually really like this robot mode. And this is when I saw it sitting on the shelf like this, that's one of the reasons why I picked it up, was because I thought it just looked nifty. I really like the head. I like the orange pop on the face. I really like it when Transformers have different colored faces. So this guy has orange. I like other ones. Like Blades is my favorite protector bot just because he has a blue face. Like that is all it takes for me to like that figure. There's figures with black faces, other different red faces and stuff. They really speak to me. So that's really why I bought this figure. But overall, I think it's a really good figure in general. And I know we talked about the different colored paints in the vehicle mode. In this mode, it doesn't bother me as much because they look like they're supposed to be different blues. Like the shoulders right here are a different blue than this, and yeah, they're supposed to be the same color. But at the same time, I'm able to get past it on my head is he just has two different blues on him. So that's what I think about the robot mode. But now let's move into the accessories. So we've already seen the see-through gun, and I am honestly not a big fan of it at all. The main reason why is because when you put it in his hand, it sticks out so high. Like that just doesn't look right to me. I don't know. I usually just leave it on his back where he has a peg hole. Okay, so the real cool thing is that we get this right here, which I know you might not have liked because it's parts forming, but this little piece flips down and actually becomes his gun. And it's the main gun that I use. So it has two pegs right here that are parts effect compatible. And you can just plug that in his hand. And this is actually how I have him on my shelf in a little bit more of a dynamic pose. But that's how I have him stored. And why don't we just go into the articulation really quick? It's going to be very fast. It's exactly what you expect, Bobby. He has a pretty nice head. It can move in all different directions as well as looking nice. He has these guns on the back that could be angled down or up depending on how you want them. They're very tiny. I wish they were bigger. I thought he had ball joints in his shoulders, but they're actually a variety of hinges. I don't know if you could see that, which is very
Mhm.
confusing to me why they wouldn't just put a ball joint in there. But he gets a good range of movement in all ways. He's got a 90-degree bend, which there was a double jointed bend right there, but you can only get what Hasbro gives you. You got a bicep twist as well as a wrist swivel, which is a very nice addition. He's got a waist swivel, all the hip movement you can need, thigh swivel, a 90-degree bend in his legs, which I was quite honestly shocked with all this stuff on his back. And of course, ankle tilts, which are, thank God, standard to all Transformers. So as far as Hasbro, he's pretty standard, but I do think he has some things, especially with the colors, that stand out to him. So now I think we have to get into the meat and potatoes of this program. And Bobby, what do you think about this robot mode?
So the biggest, well, let's start with the good.
Okay.
I love the blue. That blue looks amazing. I think that's actually my favorite hue of blue. So you sold me there. I can see the teal now on his chest. So the teal in his alt mode makes sense now. So that's good. Um, the the guns are a little bit weird, but still kind of cool. I mean, I like a big double barrel gun, so I when you started changing it, it almost looked like a boombox for a second there. I forgot that it was the grill. I was looking at two speakers or something like that. Um, so far I like it. The part that kept on, I don't know if it's because you're handling it or what, but it's does the chest not clip in or peg in? It looked like it kept on flapping up.
So it's actually pretty tight. It's just I think it's just because I keep messing with it while I'm showing off all the articulation. It doesn't peg in great. Um, and if you look, this piece always confuses me right here. It has this little peg. Let me see if I get it focused. This little peg that pegs in there, but it doesn't do a really good job. It just kind of
Okay.
keeps popping out. So that is something that is not the best on this figure, but it's not horrible. I've handled a lot worse chest connections when it comes to Hasbro.
Okay. So, that's probably the like it just did there.
It
that's
just did
probably
it. Yeah.
that's probably the biggest thing that would turn me off from this figure. But I really love those colors, and I think I would buy it because of the colors. Now, again, is that, you know, from the character that are you familiar with the character prior to you pick?
Honestly, honestly, not really. I've heard of the character. I've seen him in blue, but I do not know his background. I've seen the original G1 toy, so I don't know much about this character. I just picked it up because I thought it was cool looking.
So I'll give you a B plus on this figure, meaning that it could make its way into my collection. I do like the colors. I Again, that chest is a little wonky for me, but if it does tab in it, I mean, again, it looks like it's staying still now, so
Well,
it
yeah,
does
and
have a
like you could turn him upside down and stuff,
yeah.
and nothing happens. It's just like when you hit his arms, it comes out, and that's because I'm wrapped around my computer right now to do this, and that makes it difficult to not hit random
I
things.
I know that feeling. But yeah, so the character looks really good. I must admit, it looks really good, and I think I may be picking this up, James. So I think you did a good job and convinced me to go down this path.
One down
Both
and about
modes
300
look good.
sounds good. One down, 348 to go. By the time we finish, this year, I'm hoping to get you to some, Beast Machines characters.
Well, you're pushing it now. I mean, there there's there's a couple that I may pick up, but there's also a lot that you're gonna have to really work for.
That's funny. All right, guys. Well, that concludes this. I'm going to call it successful episode of Convince Me. I'll be looking forward to seeing what you buy at the end of the month because I think you're going to have a crankcase in your future.
It we'll see what happens. It might be possible. I got to see what the price points are looking like and things like that, and what else I may have coming in. But I think you did a great job.
Thank you, thank you. And well, that's it for now, and we'll be back. Let us know how you guys like this concept. All of our social medias will be in the description, as well as everything else under the sun. So share this, get us out there, like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.
So all debates are won.
Okay.